Blaxploitation is a film genre that emerged in the 1970s, right after the end of the Civil Rights Movement. Blaxploitation films were about Black life in the city and often showed strong Black characters fighting against racism, crime, and injustice. This genre is so important because it pushed back against Hollywood's long history of racist portrayals of Black people in media and strayed away from the typical perception of Black people. This era began right after the Civil Rights Movement ended, legally abolishing racial segregation, discrimination, and disenfranchisement. Black people started embracing more of their culture, style, and music as they finally felt liberated after gaining human rights post-slavery. There were some Black filmmakers before this era, although they didn't receive a lot of support financially, but Blaxploitation helped bring those filmmakers to the forefront of the film industry. Pam Grier is an actress who starred in many films during the Blaxploitation era, known for playing strong female characters in a genre where women were so often depicted as highly sexualized and pertained to the male gaze. The characters that Grier played, including Foxy Brown and Coffee, were strong, crime-fighting women who were powerful, independent, and displayed a sense of agency over her body. Pam Grier was the highest-paid Black actress in Hollywood during this time, and starred in over 10 films from this era. Blaxploitation films often have a hypersexualized view of Black women, usually being viewed as a side character that the protagonist is sexually attracted to. In many Blaxploitation films, the sex scenes play out for a prolonged period of time. The characters that Pam Grier played were extremely important because she demonstrated how, even in a male-dominated genre of film, women can play an important and empowering role which doesn't revolve around the comfort of a man. In the popular Blaxploitation film Cotton Comes to Harlem, there's a scene where the main character's love interest, Iris Brown, uses her wit, charm, and sex appeal to seduce a male police officer who's trapping her in her house, to get into her bed, then takes his clothes, and then leaves him unclothed and humiliated. While many films during this era show unnecessarily long sex scenes, usually with the protagonist, this scene represents how Iris is intelligent enough to use her good looks as a tool that can get her out of a sticky situation. Foxy Brown also uses her looks to her advantage as she poses as a sex worker in order to get revenge on the criminals involved in her boyfriend's murder. Foxy fights back against an oppressive system by infiltrating it and getting back at the men who treated her inhumanely. Both women in each of these films were able to utilize the men's weaknesses in order to get ahead of them and gain their agency back. The inclusion of empowered Black women in Blaxploitation films is extremely important considering the hypersexualization and lack of depth most Black women were represented with during this time. Pam Grier, in particular, redefined the image of the Black woman on screen, embodying both strength and sensuality without being reduced to either in her iconic roles as Foxy Brown and Coffee. Grier's presence in Blaxploitation offered Black women a rare kind of visibility and agency that helped reshape how Black women could be seen in American cinema.